Over the last 10 years, it's been my absolute privilege to have had the opportunity to travel across 3 continents of the world and work with those men who have become, for one reason or another, involved in gangs, in criminality, and in violence. When I have worked with them, often they have already entered what could be described as a liminal phase, as Deirdre Healy in her own excellent work on desistance has described it. One door has closed behind them and another one has begun to open in front of them, but both doors remain slightly ajar. Push and pull factors have come along that have begun to encourage them to desist and to disengage from gangs. But they are betwixt and between criminality and more permanent desistance, as Healy has identified in her own work. And what I've often found is that at this point, their narratives have become quite spiritual in nature, in the broadest sense of the word. They have begun to search for a deeper meaning and purpose beyond what they've always known in terms of their involvement in criminality. And I've found that at this point, various interventions have come along that have served to strengthen the natural processes that are beginning to push and pull these guys out of the gang lifestyle. And the interventions and initiatives I've had the opportunity to study over the last few years have very much been characterised by spirituality in its broadest sense. And one of the most innovative programmes that I've come across has been in Denmark. The Breathe Smart programme that very much teaches reforming offenders to use Siddhartha Kriya Yoga, which has been promoted internationally by the Art of Living Foundation. And it's my privilege and my honour this evening to be presenting a seminar at the Scottish Parliament based on the insights that I've gained from the research I've done on those Danish offenders that have gained so much from the use of Siddhartha Kriya Yoga and the work of Jacob Lund in Denmark. And it's very exciting to be able to be generating interest in this in Denmark. We had a really exciting launch of the book that you can see behind me, Gangs and Spirituality, last evening at the University of the West of Scotland, Paisley campus. And this evening's event will take that even further. This is an untried and untested method in Scottish prisons, and I think that it has got a real place. Spirituality and these kinds of holistic practices very rarely feature in criminal justice policy and practice, but I think my research illustrates that they have a real place and a real part to play in supporting desistance journeys. The male offenders that I've worked with have used these kinds of practices and after practicing for some time have found that some of their caustic, toxic conceptualizations of masculinity and its association in their minds with violence, with gangs, with aggression has become broken down and challenged, and new forms and new conceptualizations of manhood and masculinity have become forefronted. For those of you who are joining me this evening, I look forward to seeing you. For those of you unable to make the event because it was oversubscribed, there will be a film of the event that will be released soon, so as more people can learn and hear about this important work and think about how we might apply it in Scotland in the future.